Hey, it's Senpai Grayson, and welcome to an episode of
Blast or Trash,
where we take a quick look at a legendary, see what it does, and decide whether we should keep it or throw it away. Today, we're looking at the Gunerang. The Gunerang can be found out of any loot chest. I found it when doing the rogue mission for Clay. It looks pretty nice. It's got this awesome zigzaggy aesthetic to it, and it doesn't look like it's a boomerang at all. This roll for the Gunerang has 739 damage, 53% accuracy, 57% handling, 4.67 bullets per second, and a 28 bullet clip. The red text says, "Give it a burl." It has 18% plus to the reload speed, and it has a weapon zoom. Obviously, it's a Theodore weapon, so you're going to be throwing this. So let's check out what that flavor text means and what this gun does. Okay, so I found a nice clear area to shoot this thing. You can see it shoots relatively slow, has a decent sized clip, and when we go to reload it, it throws a boomerang. And you could just keep throwing these things. They'll fly around you, and they'll also home in on enemies. There's one problem though. They explode on you if they don't blow up anything else. And they do a pretty significant amount of damage, so they can really mess you up and kind of take you out. Okay, let's go shoot some enemies and see how this thing works out. We got a couple enemies here. One's a badass zealot. Shooting it, you can tell I do some incendiary damage passively. I'm playing Moe's, and I went down the tree that gives every 4 shot incendiary damage, and I also have splash damage that does incendiary damage. As you can see, this is not doing any damage when it comes to shooting the enemies. Even this small all-star right here just doesn't take any damage at all. It's pretty rough. Headshots don't do anything. Body shots don't do anything. It especially struggles with shields and armor, but it's also a normal weapon. Now, things might be a little bit different if this had an element on it. You may have noticed when trying to use the core function of this, where you throw the boomerang, a lot of times it just hits the wall. It kind of curves directly to your right, and even if you try to make up for it, typically you just make it hit a wall, and damage doesn't end up happening until, you know, a couple seconds later, and the damage isn't really too significant. The other thing you may have noticed is that I have no ammo left. I've thrown a couple of these, they've hit the enemies, they do a little bit of damage, but it's not worth it. You just end up without ammo and needing to use another weapon. In order to get through this part, I actually had to switch to other weapons and toss a million grenades. It's just not usable. You just run out of ammo. Unless you plan on killing 3 enemies and then searching boxes for ammo or having a vending machine nearby, you're not gonna have ammo for it. So I thought since the explosions could do crits, I would go ahead and give it a go on a boss. So I went to the Grave Ward. It's pretty easy to hit his crit spots. As you can see here, he's looking up, I'm shooting him, and the crits are not doing very much. It's really hard to tell, but I've barely taken a sliver of his health. This is on True Vault Hunter mode and Mayhem 3. I wait for him to slam down because it's a really easy crit target, and I throw a couple of boomerangs into his crit spot, which do some pretty massive chunks. At times it's doing things like 50k damage because it can crit, but it's not really worth it because by the time you hit those, and or if you do hit those, considering it's very random, you're out of ammo. You don't have any ammo left to actually use the gun, so it's kind of pointless. It was taking way too long to phase the boss, and I actually ended up dying on this run, so I decided to just take him out with a different weapon. So, you already know what the verdict is on this. Oh wait, another one with better stats? What? Just kidding. You get the Abyss, and you get the Abyss. This one is definitely a trash. It's got to go. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I will be reviewing every legendary in Borderlands 3. Until next time, see ya.